Welcome back, members of the chapter as well as Alpha Legion enthusiasts, and we are smack dab right in the middle of the Horus Heresy Alpha Legion releases. I would have to say thus far, the Alpha Legion has had very strong entries with the introduction of the Legion Praetor as well as Alpharius. We've seen the introduction of the scale armor as well as the beautiful glossy turquoise sheet that is only found on this Legion of action figures. We shall now see if Armillus Dynat, the Harrowmaster, continues these strong offerings that JoyToy has been putting up for us to buy.
Alright, I want to do things in reverse order this time just because I'm a little bored with the regular format that I have, so I want to mix it up. So the shape and the coloration of the prince has a striking similarity to the Legion Praetor's falchion, in that the back of the blade has a dark gunmetal color and then transitions to a light silver at the edge of the blade. However, as this is a named weapon, it has some characteristics such as this wicked looking hydra for the hilt, as well as this highly texturized handle over here. I've talked about color balance on weapons in the past, and this weapon does achieve that balance through the usage of the gold metallic black on top of this gunmetal color. Now, the Prophet is a more striking weapon than the sword, as it is way more delicious and unique looking. The main focus is the head of the hammer, which has a tremendous Hydra icon that is on top of it. You will notice that the level of detail has been given to this area is on par with the armor of the old Alpharius Terminators of the Custodes. What I mean by that is, while the Hydra is a golden color, there are prominent silver highlights that boost up the flavor. Aside from that, the separate regions of gold, dark gunmetal, and the black of the handle really makes a cohesive and dynamic looking weapon. The vents on the side remind me of some old school jetpack engines, but it is nice that the metallic color stands out from the rest of the turquoise color on the backpack. Just like with the Praetor, we see a very long antenna, which seems to be one of the defining features of the Alpha Legion, as they are in constant communication with each other to coordinate their stealthy strikes. Finally, the red lights add a bit more flavor to the overall aesthetic of the backpack. It would also seem like the Alpha Legion loves their capes, as the Harrowmaster has a very long and flowy one. The texture that has been given to this piece of cloth or plastic is quite incredible to me. However, one thing that puzzles me is the imbalance of coloration of this cape. You will notice that in the back of the cape, the only shading that is happening is at this bottom edge of it. Then you flip the cape around and lo and behold, there is shading within the crevices. So wouldn't you think that the coloration would be the other way around? I'm a big fan of how these legs look on every single Alpha Legion action figure that we have reviewed thus far, and this one is not exception to that rule. The gunmetal outlining on the edge of the armor provides great definition between the different sections of the legs. You've got the Alpha Legion symbol on one leg and the Legion number on the other leg, which provides a welcome asymmetry to the look of this area. I do like how these chains appear to hang this lower gunmetal outlining from the kneecaps. And then finally, how can I forget to mention the gorgeous Hydra scales that permeate the side sections of the armor. Now, compared to the Legion Praetor, the Harrowmaster seems to be prepared for battle, as he is stocked for the long war. You've got these two venom spheres, which weirdly enough are gold as opposed to the green ones that are found on Alpharius. I suppose this large lantern-like grenade is the Phosphex bomb, and there are also crack grenades. Aside from that, I like how the tabard is a different color from the cape in the back, which provides some contrast. I do like also how the edges of the tabard have these gray highlights on the highest regions. The only thing that I find tacky is the large Legion number that is stamped right in front. Then around the other side is a nice brown and gold scabbard, which houses the prince. I will now demonstrate that the scabbard is fully functional, which I appreciate these small elements that JoyToy includes with their action figures. Now, torso areas tend to be bland and tasteless on most Marines, but this one has a bit of added seasoning with the addition of these two Hydra heads that span the width of this area. The small but significant detail is what I would love to see in other Marines. The chest is dominated by the scale armor, and there really isn't that much to say about it except I continue to love the general aesthetic of the Alpha Legion. One thing I'll point out is the metallic outlining, which almost makes a portrait out of the Hydra head. And if you look closely enough, this Hydra head on the chest forms a tri-headed Hydra with the two that are on the torso. The left forearm has a massive red screen that dominates the whole area, while the other arm is literally devoid of anything. When you migrate up the pauldrons, it is a much different story, as the left one has a bunch of rivets that are studded all over it. However, the right one has captured my attention due to the icon that is emblazed on it. I love how the Hydras are surrounding and perhaps suffocating this world with the 3 Hydra heads, chains, as well as this Hydra tail. Speaking of this Hydra tail, I originally thought that it was supposed to be a gunmetal color, but apparently on the promo pictures, it is also this off-white color. Finally, the beginning is the end. Given the secrecy of this chapter, I'm surprised that this special character comes with a bare head. Nevertheless, I am a big fan of this Hydra tattoo that dominates the right side of his face. He has a very neutral expression on his face, but I would have loved to see some light shading within the various creases. Aside from that, the eyes still continue to surprise me because the amount of detail that has been given to it in such a very narrow space. So clearly your Legion Praetor is going to be the same size as well as scale as the Harrowmaster on the left hand side. We've got the obligatory side-by-side comparison with the first version 4 figure, which is Titus, which also matches the size and scale of the Harrowmaster. The recently released Khorne Berserkers are slightly shorter than the Harrowmaster. And finally, you will notice that this version 3 Ultramarines Legion Praetor is quite a bit shorter than the Harrowmaster on the left-hand side.
I'll have to say the Alpha Legion line of action figures continues to amaze and not disappoint. From my review of the Harrowmaster, I think we have yet another strong offering. I really don't have that many negative things to say about this action figure. If I were to pick on something, there are very, very small minutiae, such as maybe the odd coloring on the cape, as well as the tacky placement of the Legion number that is in front of the tabard. I am a massive fan of the Hydra effigy that is on top of the Prophet, as well as the tri-headed Hydra that encompasses both the chest as well as the torso region. I really think that this Harrowmaster has definitely captured what it is to be part of the Alpha Legion. So it is no surprise when I say that this action figure is worthy of your money, whether you are a fan of the Alpha Legion or not. And if you want to pick up this action figure, well, there is only one place to pick it up at, which is at David Toys. Click on the link in the description below. You will be brought to their website. I think that they have the cleanest UI, that you are able to find the action figures that you want through the lovely search button. And then they continue to offer free shipping without tariffs, which is a massive thing for us in the United States. And when you click on that checkout button, please input the code SNS to receive 12% off of your purchase. And once again, members of the chapter, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate, again, all of the support, comments, likes, and subscribes that I have been getting. Your support is the major reason why this channel keeps going and why I am still around. So I thank you once again, and I'll see you all in the next one.